Let's all roll for our hobby. Let's all roll for our hobby. Oh, let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit. Tipsy's drunk as shit. Onyx loves to hit. Ooh, Rock's magic is handy. Toot Toot's music is dandy. So let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit. Let's all roll for our hobby to get ourselves a crit.
Come, friend, now lend me an ear for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices. 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns, it's really profound. It's time for D&Me, featuring Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats. So come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet, 2 hands for winning and foes to defeat, 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
Hey everybody, I'm Victor Rivera, and welcome to D&Me, where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself, and welcome to episode 46. Thank you for being here, Loudcar. The theme song is produced and performed by Bradley Owens. You can find them at Bradley Owens on Instagram. And hello, welcome. I have just a couple things for D&D pre-show, one of which being yesterday for D&D Artistry, we gave Onyx Morgana's hair strand tied and woven into his dreadlock. So you can see a little raven skull and a deer rib and a little like marble. So that's cute. And then obviously we have here the Convex Crimson. We have tax shipping and handling. And let me actually move Toot Toot out of the way so you can see, oh wait, and Rock now. But yeah, this handling skiing. So that was suggested by my mom and dad, so I threw that up there. And then, as you can see, we have Wishes now. Rock has Wishes, the fairy dragon, and it's great. We spent quite a while figuring out the color scheme, and he looks marvelous. He looks like a butterfly, which is great. And then we spent really half of D&D Artistry last night figuring out which color would look best on Wishes. So here are all the colors. So this is like the rainbow, and there's not a bad one in the bunch. We have here, this one is our Wishes right now, but we spent a while figuring out if like turquoise would have been good, teal right here, but then all of them are great. This is very dragon fruit, that's a monarch butterfly, and etc. So yeah, that's great. Bop bop bop. And that's about it. I do have a D&D research after the fact, so I was wondering when I was listening back to the episode, bleeding 200 drops, how much would that be? Because a drop is more or less the same unit of measurement for all liquids. So I looked it up, and there is a little more than 98 drops to 1 U.S. teaspoon. So Angel, the Asimar City Guardsman, donated just over 2 teaspoons of blood. So that's not a lot. I thought it was going to be like a lot more. I thought he was going to be dizzy and needed some cookies and orange juice afterwards. But no, he's good. So that's about it, huh? I spent this whole last week working on story, so I have so much goodness to offer in these last 5 episodes of season 1 here, and I'm very excited. So, yay! So cute. Wishes looks great. Hola, brave adventurer. Oh boy, here we go. Yes! So D&D Recap is easy because episode 45, I just watched the D&D Recap, but episode 45 called Triptych. The first third was Rock going into Sweet Treat, which is a confectionery like bakery, and then Wishes going bonkers in bananas for banana bread. And then Rock tried to return Wishes back to Seven Masks Theater to Sheen, but Wishes wants to stay with Rock. The second third was Toot Toot and Glimmer, the white Kanku now tiefling, destroying the paintings with Angel's blood. With Angel's blood, how does that feel, Poppy? Hearing that on your son's show. And then the third was Tipsy going down to the Were-Rats and recruiting them for jobs at the Tipsy's Tavern. And then we left with them relocating over to the Troll Skull Manor. And then Tipsy, not creepy at all. And then Tipsy asking Rock if he can help with Remove Curse. So that's where we're going to pick up with Onyx. Onyx woke up and used his private bath, and after he was done, then he pulls back the blood red shower curtain with his face on it that he got from Tax Shipping and Handling, my convex crimson kobolds. After donating all that celestial blood, I need a cookie now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You get a cookie and then some ham for Java. So he pulls back the shower curtain with his face on it, and then he dries himself off with the bat mat that is also blood red and has onyx on it. Because he doesn't know what a towel is. And then he kind of drapes it over the tub. And he is now in his room admiring all his trophies, where he hears a knock at the door, and he goes, and Tipsy is at the door, and Tipsy goes,
"Hey, so I just gave inventory to Toot Toot and Rock, and so here, okay, can I come in?"
"Yeah, come on in."
You want to put on some clothes?"
"Not particularly."
"Okay." So here's the, okay. I put in your bag before we left the Restful Lily the kitchen grossness that I found in the kitchen of all those things. This is very important. All of that from my looting sensibilities is worth 100 gold. All right, say that back to me.
100 gold.
Okay, cool. So then I also the demon ichor infused paints. I put those in your bags before we left. All right, and that is 50 gold. All right. Oh no, 100 gold. All right. The demon ichor are 100 gold each. All right, say that back to me.
100 gold each.
Great. So then also here is say a suit of scale mail armor, and then a pair of short swords. So the armor's 50, and then the short swords are 50 each. Okay, are you getting all this down?
Yeah, numbers.
Great. And then, okay, the canvases, all right, the 3 blank canvases before Toot Toot destroys them, which you really should destroy them.
I got stuff to do.
Okay, but those are worth 200 gold each. All right, say that one back to me.
200 gold each.
Great. So that's all the stuff. I'm gonna go to do some errands and stuff. Do you want anything from common items?
No, I'll get stuff.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna head out now. But you remember all those prices.
I already forgot half of them.
All right, bye!
And then Tipsy is going downstairs. And then Onyx will go into the common room on the 2nd floor to get the so there are 103 paintings in here, and 3 of them are blank canvases. The other 100 have actual paintings and vignettes and stuff. So Onyx will roll stealth to see how well he does. Let's see. Let's do the one with all the dragons on it. 4. Delicious. 4 plus 0, because he has nothing in dexterity. So, he looks out his door and then scurries over to the common room, and then like he remembered where in the stack he put the 3, and so he moves each of the canvas pretty noisily, and then after each time he freezes. All right, what would Tipsy do? La 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 la, blah 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 blah. No, it's not gonna work. Okay, and so then he takes the 3 canvases, and then waiting, and he hears Rock.
Okay, so we should start going out now.
And then he, okay, and then dunk 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 with a 4. He drops one of the canvases, and then it clatters down the stairs. And he fuck, and then he starts running after the with with one canvas under each arm, and then with a natural 1. Oh boy, is he gonna destroy these paintings? Yep, because that was a dexterity saving throw. Because I was gonna have him like start gliding with the 2 canvases underneath his arms, but with a 4 and a natural 1. Then, like, he loses his footing down the stairs, and then, like, a clatter. And, I will now see, I have 3 D20s right here, and evens yes, odds no, of which one breaks. So, does this canvas break is the question. Oh, boy. All right. That's a 10, a 12, and a 15. So the 2 canvases under his arms. Well, all right. Thanks, dice. So the 2 canvases under his arms pick up, like, wind as he is going down the stairs and catch him, and then trying to ready himself before getting to the bottom of the stairs. Then his arm tears through both canvases, and then he's kind of Wright brothers, making it down the last stairs, and then finally catching the air and hopping the last step over the last canvas, and then skids to a halt. Fuck, he says, looking at both canvases that his arms are now through. Oh, I need Tipsy's Tavern. Pop! There we go. So he's... Fuck. So he gathers those. That's what you get with the 4 and a 1. So, what does he... He'll still try and sell the 2 broken ones. And then, now at the bottom, he will do another stealth roll. A 17... Narrative, you funny person. So then with a 17 stealth, then he hears footsteps coming down the stairs, and so he hides the 3 canvases behind the bar, and then he sits at the bar stools. Poppy says duct tape. So he sits at the bar stool, and then he can hear outside, I say 5 by 7. I don't know what that means. So he hears outside,
Oh, by the way, Tipsy, where is Toot Toot? Oh, he's on the 3rd floor. That's where he is. Okay, thank you.
hey, we're here too. Come on in, Tipsy number 1 fan _. So then, sitting super nonchalantly in the tap room of Tipsy's Tavern, then Onyx is catching his breath as Rock comes down the stairs and heads over. As he's heading across the tap room, then Onyx goes, "I'm not suspicious." And then Rock goes, "Oh, well, that spoiled that, so I'm not even going to ask." "Yeah, I'm fine. How are you? Wait, how are you this morning?" And then Rock opens the door and, "Oh, good morning, Rock. Good morning, Glimmer. If you'll excuse me." "Oh, yes." And then, weaving all the stories together, then Rock exits with Wishes, Wishes the whole time was looking at Onyx. And then as Onyx said, he's totally suspicious, then Wishes grins mischievously. And so Rock and Wishes leaves and Glimmer comes in. "Oh, good morning, Onyx." Hey, Glimmer. What's up? Okay. Bye. And then Onyx gets off the stool and starts really slowly walking towards the front door. And Glimmer, "Okay, unusual, but I'm going to see Toot Toot. And so then he climbs up the steps, and then Onyx. And then he goes behind the bar and picks up the 2 now broken canvases and the one intact canvas. And he goes up to the field ward, where he goes to, let's see, rearranging all my stuff. Cool. So he goes to his favorite NPCs. So as he's going up the field ward, then he can see like these aquamarine, teal, turquoise, blue, cobalt. Which one's the color and not the dragon boys? Banners waving, and he can smell the like seafood being preparing, and gumbos and jambalaya scents bleeding out of various homes. And this is in the middle of Fleet's Wake, which was a a festival celebrating the sea, maritime trade, and the gods of the sea, navigation, and weather. And it's a whole 10-day celebrating this. And as he's walking up, then Cobalt. Yes. So he is walking up towards this field ward and closing his eyes and taking in a deep breath, because that reminds him of the years he spent on sea. But he finally gets to the field ward, and as he turns his normal right to get to Buzzard Bros Butchers and Talons and Tanning, then he can see now towering over the one-story buildings around this lopsided building. And it's kind of leaning, and it looks poorly constructed, and it has this maybe unfinished layer of silver paint all around it. And each story is kind of leaning at a different angle. It's very much the burrow from Harry Potter. And as he's getting closer, then he can see that this is sure enough Buzzard Bros and Butchers. And they have a new door now, which Onyx apprehensively opens, and then it's still the cling, 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 but it's like 6 more bells over the door. So cling, 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 and then he walks in, and it's slightly cooler in here, but also it still has the same rank smell that it normally does. And you can sure enough see that the ceiling has been torn out, and it's now 3 stories up. And in the middle is this chandelier that's like weaving back and forth as the stories kind of shift in the wind. And everything in here, also with a very poor paint job, looks like it's supposed to be marble, but it looks kind of just like paint is strewn about in a faux artistic way. And then being summoned by the 6 bells, then "Hey, are you fucking kidding me? Hey, look, it's our favorite customer!" says Vinny, the Vulture Aarakocra, one of the 2 Buzzard Bros, hopping from the back room to the glass counter, and he yells over his shoulder, "Vicky, come in here! It's our favorite customer! Is it our favorite customer?" And then, sure enough, hopping is another Vulture Aarakocra with a completely blood-stained apron. It was originally white, but now it's just, there's not a drop of white on it anymore. And both of them are wearing bow ties, like this silver fabric bow ties, but it looks like that really cheap fabric that you get at like the discount clearance area, but they're like clip-ons. And so they both come up. "Hey, look at you! Wow, you so, oh, that's really gross. I love it." Gesturing towards Morgana's hair strand. "Hey guys."
Man, it's our favorite customer. How the hell have you been?
"I've been fine. Hey, what's with the whole building?"
"We are what you call new money, because Onyx baby, my bone boy, my baby bone boy. So that silver dragon hide that you gave us,
gave?
Yeah. You gave it to us. We did some excellent work on it. We processed it. We gave you a third of it for the mantles. How are those going, by the way? You're not wearing yours.
The other boys didn't like it.
They didn't like it. It was superb.
Yeah, we put in some of our best work for those.
Yeah, no, they're great. I still have them, but they have like friends that silver would hurt them.
All right, well, whatever. You look fabulous, by the way. Look at you. You just... All those bones also put together in bone armor? Wow. You are a walking example of just the best that we have to offer.
Yeah, hey, thanks. So the silver dragon hide.
Yeah. So the silver dragon hide.
The silver dragon hide, we used a third of it for all the mantles.
And then we used like another sixth of it to pay the processing fee for the whole thing.
But then we used the rest of it. All of that gold onyx. We used it to renovate. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's great. I like it a lot. But it's a lot, right? Like, I was thinking about it with my silver mantle of like walking around and people going, "Hey, that's a lot of silver. We should like mug that guy." Have you had any problems with that?
And then both of them smile with their beaks.
Well, yeah, at the beginning we had that problem, but you know what? Then they came to know as soon as they poked their heads in after hours to try and case the joint.
It's called self-defense.
Yeah, self-defense.
And so then they both look towards one end of the glass counter, and then you see piles of meat with a sign in it, stuck in it, saying, "Mystery meat for sale."
Yeah, so, now no one comes to bother us, all right?
Oh, well, okay, but that's just meat.
Not a lot going on up here.
Points to their head.
But yeah,
So I, Victor, have been it's been sitting in my notes for a while of like all the prices for the silver and dragon hide. So I drew it, and so the tail, the bottom third, was used for all the mantles, and then this sixth was used to create the rest. So that's what that got going on.
Oh, and then, okay, come here, onyx. So, for the diagram we just showed you,
And it's very much like the drawing of a cow with all the different sections cut out.
Yeah, we had a little bit left over from all the, belts and baubles and buttons and bobs. You're talking about that little rat? We made him a little silver mantle. Isn't it so sweet?
Yep, it's sweet. It's adorable. Here you go. And then they hand over this tiny little poncho of like a quarter of a silver dragon scale. And Onyx looks down.
Oh, that's great. He's probably not gonna want to wear it because they have other rats that they like better. But I'll keep it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, there you go. And as per our deal, we will do all your processing for free because all of that silver dragonite that you gave us.
Okay, again with the gave you?
Yeah. There you go. Like, we gave it to you.
Hold on.
And so Onyx will roll a wisdom saving throw to try and figure out, like, with a 3 plus 2.
All right, yep, I gave it to you.
Great.
And then Vicky looks over at Vinny.
You know what? I kind of feel bad that we're, like, really taking advantage of him.
Hey, don't worry about it.
You know what, Onyx? Because we love you so much, Bone Boy, we're going to do all your processing for free, and then we're going to teach you. How about that?
Oh, okay, great.
Because if he rolled better for wisdom, then he would have figured out that they made a lot of money on that, and that Onyx did not give the silver dragon hide over. But Onyx doesn't much care for money. So,
yeah, we're gonna teach you because remember last time you came in and then about all those bones, like you were interested in how they were processed and all that. So we're gonna teach you. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, hey, thanks. So I'm actually here. Not for teaching. Well, not yet. But I have stuff I want to sell you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay. First of all, here are 3 magnificent canvases.
And then he puts he stacks them so that the 3 canvases, the intact one is still at the top. And then he puts them at the top of the glass counter, and then both of the vultures stare at it in amazement.
Whoa. These are... Is this...
You see like the pads of his black feathered fingers going,
Is this stretched out cured elf? Oh, look at that. That's so smooth.
Oh my gosh.
and then Vicky tilts his head over, opens his beak, and then you see like a little tongue lapping at it.
It's so good.
Yeah, so as you can see, all 3 are intact of these magnificent canvases.
And they lift the first one off and then see the 2 broken ones.
Onyx? Yep, 3 intact canvases.
And then let's do some negotiating. So, oh, great. Well, here's the thing. Onyx rolled an 18. Plus intimidation, I would say, because that's pretty intimidating. Normally, for intimidation, it's a -1 to charisma. But Onyx, I'm using the strength modifier for intimidation for Onyx. So that's an 18 plus 7. So that's a 25. And then the vultures rolled a 16 plus 2 for their charisma, which is 18 altogether. So Vinny and Vicky are looking at the canvases, then looking up at Onyx, who they can register his breadth and how much muscle is on this 5-foot one, which is tall for a dwarf. And so Vinny goes, oh, yeah. These intact canvases. Hold on 2 seconds. All right, so we got 1,500 gold from the half of the Dragon Height, so I think we can afford however many gold that these intact canvases. He's whispering to Vinny, but looks over to Onyx. We can work with that, huh?
I think that there's not a lot going up in his head, but he's a good guy, so
Yeah, intact canvases. Look at this. It's stretched elf.
And they also know that it took a lot of strength to stretch that elf that taut on the canvases. So there was a lot of strength then to punch through the canvases as efficiently as Onyx did.
3 intact canvases.
Yep, I would say that they're, 75 gold each. And then Onyx, punching his leg really hard.
Tipsy said that they're 200 gold each.
Oh, wow! Is that?
Okay, great. The vultures rolled an 18 plus 2 for charisma, which is a 20. Onyx rolled a natural 20 plus 7 intimidation. Then the vultures both,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, great. So, 200 gold for the 3 canvases. 200 gold each for the 3 canvases.
Yep.
Great. So that's a lot.
And then Vicky turns to Vinny.
We can get so much more than 200, right? When we sell these back?
Oh, yeah. Just let him negotiate. He's doing a fine job. Hey, thanks. Okay. So, great. The canvases. And then, do you buy paints?
Paints?
Yeah, paints.
And then he takes out, these 3 mini paint buckets of the Demon Ichor infused paints.
Onyx, we love you, baby, but we don't really do paints. We don't, this is our jam. Look at that. That's some good elf. You don't see that often. And then, the blood-soaked frame? Is this blood-soaked wood?
Wow. The details, the attention spent for these canvases. Remarkable. But Vicky's right. We don't do paints, so the demon ichor infused. That's a wowie wow wow. But no, I'm sorry, we can't help you with that one, baby. Okay. And then last but not least, these things.
And then Onyx pulls out like this leather kind of a folded over leather pouch. And he unfolds it, and there are like these vials and little baggies of different items held on by little straps.
Okay, so.
Okay. Don't tell us. Well, we're gonna find out what this is. And then they start pulling out the vials and like uncorking them, and then putting them up against the nostrils that you see on the vulture's like beak that you can see right through. And then they kind of,
let's see. Is that ground unicorn hoof? I don't know. Yep. That's an aphrodisiac. Okay, how about this one?
Is this one? Don't tell me. Sorry, the tip of my tongue. Beholden tears? What the? Where did you find this?
In a bad place with like witches or hags or whatever.
Wow. Okay, this last one. Let me. Oh, is this chimera vomit? Oh, delicious. Oh, this is pristine delicacy right here. Wow, it is potent and. Ooh, that'll clear your sinuses, huh?
Yeah, okay.
How much you want for these, baby?
Tipsy told me 100 gold each. All right, well, we lost a little money on the 200 for the 2 broken pieces of shit, but these are really good. We can get so much more than 100 gold each.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, yeah.
And then what are these? And then Vicky holds up another little pocket folded over, and then holds up a stoppered and labeled glass vial, and you can see one of the black feathered fingers lift up the label.
Oh my god.
Is that Onyx? That's some rough stuff, baby.
Wait, what is it?
This is this little thing right here with a jet black liquid going back and forth. This is, let me see, 3 doses of assassin's blood. Onyx, baby, where did you get this?
All right, well,
this is real bad. Vicky, tell the man what we got here.
Ingested poison. A creature subjected to this poison must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 1d12 poison damage and is poisoned for 24 hours. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage and isn't poisoned. That's some mighty fine shit, my man.
Oh, okay. Well, Tipsy didn't tell me how much that one is, but I trust you both to give me a fair price.
Yeah. You know what? Another 100. How about that?
No. The vultures rolled an 11 plus 2, 13, and Onyx rolled a 16, with plus 2 insight, so that's 18.
All right. This one's on the level 150 gold per dose of the assassin's blood, all right? I promise you that's the real thing.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, you got us, because you are our best customer and patron and all that stuff, so.
Wow, that's a lot. Tipsy's going to be so happy. I'm really good at negotiating, huh?
Yes, you are, my bum boy. All right, now hold on. Before we go any further, because we are legitimate businessmen,
we have the certificates on the wall.
Yeah. So, is anyone looking for these?
No, the hags are dead.
My favorite sentence. Yeah, no, we got a poison guy. Well, we know a guy who knows a guy who's sleeping with another guy. So, he's a poison guy. So, these assassin blood, that's gonna go down very smooth. Not for us or any of our customers. Wink, wink.
You said wink, wink, and then you winked also.
He sure did. But Onyx, I have to ask you as a legitimate businessman myself. Do you know about any other poisons?
No.
Okay, good. Because, our poison guy, the guy who knows the guy who's sleeping with the guy, that poison guy, there is word on the street about, some midnight tears.
Whoa, what are those?
Huh. Well, if you think assassin's blood is impressive, then these midnight tears, Vinny.
Midnight tears ingested 1,500 gold pieces each. A creature that ingests this poison suffers no effect until the stroke of midnight. If the poison has not been neutralized before then, the creature must succeed on a DC 17 Constitution throw, taking
Vinny, 96 damage, poison damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Whoa. Yes, and there are 10 vials of that floating around, so keep safe, all right? I know you're a dwarf and you have a constitution saving throws proficiency, poison damage, resistance, but you be careful, all right? I know you were hanging out with some other folks, so be careful, both of you, okay? There's a lot of bad shit going around. 15,000 gold. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So, who do you know anything about that?
Well.
Onyx saddles up to the glass counter.
Well, do you?
And that's a 13. And Onyx's general demeanor is pretty intimidating, so I'm going to shadow in that 7, but he doesn't need it. Because the vultures, who have taken quite the shining to Onyx, rolled a 5. So they go,
Well, listen, you didn't hear this from us, okay? But all I know that all of that good juice was shipped to the Plaza Grow Hunt. So, keep out of the Sea Ward for a while. All right?
Oh, all right. Well, thanks for telling me that. And thanks for buying all my stuff. Also, to give you back somewhat, well, you just said that, whatever I bring in, processing will be free from now on.
Yep, we sure did.
Okay, well, I have these things.
and then he throws on top of the counter these rolled up pelts.
This one,
And then he's holding it up where you can just see the inside of this hellhound, dark charcoal gray black innards with like some red flesh still on it.
this is a hellhound. And then this one,
He holds up an even bigger pelt.
this
Rust red fur mantle.
This one is someone who deserves this.
Wow!
You do not fuck around. No, I don't.
So, yeah, we will absolutely help you. You know what? Do you want to learn a little bit more about processing? Let's do it right now. Come behind the counter here, buddy.
And so then the Buzzard Bros walk Onyx through more preparation, this time not of bones, but of pelts. And I did look this up, so I know a little bit more about preparing hides and tanning them and curing them. But normally it takes 24 to 72 hours of soaking in a solution. But this is magic, like to prepare an actual hide. But this is a magic place, so I'm going to whittle that down. In the same oil drum that they prepared Onyx's bones when he first came in here, then, yeah. So they're telling him how to, like, remove the rest of the flesh, and as they take the knife and, like, scrape on the inside, then they eat the leftovers so that there's no waste. And then,
You know what? Yeah. You helped us with your last batch. Help us with this one, and we'll help you get into the Guild of Butchers or the League of Skinners and Tanners, whichever one you want.
and then Onyx goes,
Well, I've been cooking a little bit, a lot at Tipsy's Tavern, but I'm much more interested in the tanning and the hides and the trophies.
All right, so League of Skinners and Tanners it is, because we're legitimate businessmen. Here are our certificates.
But hey, for the butcher thing, if we open up Tipsy's Tavern, then do you want the contract for all of our meat?
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds like a real nice endeavor. Sure, we'll supply you with
Fresh, and then he does quotation marks in the air. Meat, meat, with quotation marks.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. So this, we're gonna have these soaking, and then you come back tomorrow, and then.
So 24 to 72 hours of soaking in a mixture of stuff, and then like you take it out and then let it dry for a little bit, but not all the way, and then you like rub the hell out of it. So
Then tomorrow you come back, and then you will have a nice hellhound pelt, and then whatever this thing did to you.
Yeah. Good. Thanks, Buzzer Bros.
You're welcome. Hey. Also, before you leave, so how attached are you to that big elephant fella?
What do you mean?
Well, like, we haven't told you to, kill him or nothing, but I mean,
What do you mean?
like, we could eat on him for like 3 months straight, okay? How attached are you to him? Because also those tusks, you want those tusks, huh? And then, you know how much trunk goes for nowadays? You can throw it in the back of a cart, a trunk in a trunk.
and then Onyx will roll intimidation. Oh boy! So the vultures rolled a 14 plus 2, and then Onyx rolled a 15. So man, narrative has really been on Onyx's side, except for the beginning. Back at that little.
Okay, hey. So you like the guy, all right? Don't blame us for trying, okay?
It's a business endeavor. We have to look out for Buzzard Bros Butchers and Talons and Danny, all right?
You know what? You might be a partner someday. Hey, whoa. I'm just, building him up so that he keeps coming back and giving us good shit. Oh, yeah. Hey, Bone Boys. Bone in meat.
You know what? I think I'm starting to hear it. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
No, it's fine. It's a lifestyle. So, all right.
And then as Onyx turns around, as I was making notes, I was like, why do they keep letting Onyx do all the trades and like selling stuff? Because he's literally the least charismatic. Bone Boys bones and boys. Oh boy. So, Onyx literally, mechanically, has the worst charisma out of everyone, but he did pretty well this interaction. So, as Onyx exits, all right, I love you, bye. Then, Vinny goes, hey, right quick, right at the end here. Do you want to, at the end of Fleet's Wake, do you want to go to a party with us?
I'm listening.
Yeah. We got an invitation to a real big fancy shindig, and we were wondering if you want to be our +1. Because we are new money, so all the rich and famous people are going. So if we just wanted to, invite you. Just 'cause.
I'll think about it, all right.
Okay, yeah. You take your time. It's at the end of Fleet's Wake in like 5 days, all right? So, ciao. Also, it's going to be real fancy, but you know what? Like, why is only some raw meat socially acceptable? Like, fish is fancy, and it's called sushi, and there's a lot of fish going around right now because of Fleet's Wake. But our green, finely aged meat is nasty and makes everyone sick.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good thinking one to think about later. Okay, bye.
And so Onyx exits the Buzzard Bros Butchers, which are great. So him leaving the that's a lot of voices, which is lovely. Him leaving the field ward, then he's thinking about what other stops he needs to make. And he sees right at the entrance of from Waterdeep to, let's move this map to the front. Ooh, let's copy this map to the front. Copy. We laughed so hard. Good. Excellent. Copy, duplicate. Come on. All right, great. So, and one more. Great. So, in this little entrance area, so the Buzzard Bros are over here in like Carrion Alley, and let's actually see also. I'm gonna get my own map out because my map on my screen is real tiny and I can't see it. So, yeah, Tanner Alley and Stench Alley and Chop Street, all these little guys right here. Then, Buzzard Bros and Butchers, like, it's a small little establishment, and then you go outside through an alley, and then there's Towns and Tanning. So in this reconstruction, they've made like this weird walkway connecting the two. So as Onyx is exiting out that way and coming back, then at this entrance here from the field ward to the northward, then he sees like this big like makeshift statue of a goddess of the sea named Umberly. And he remembered that when the boys were first introduced to Fleet's Wake, when Rock was reading the description in the tap room a couple days ago, that he mentioned the goddess of the sea, Umberly, and on Onyx's years aboard Good Tides was his first ship, and that's where the ice anchor came from, and he probably was on a couple other ships. Then he goes up to the base where Umberly is towering maybe 15 feet in the air, and not a lot is nice here in the field ward, but going from the field ward to like the rest of Waterdeep proper, then this is a pretty nice statue. And then if you go to some of the other entrances of Waterdeep, then there are other statues like this. But Onyx goes up to the base where you see like cups of salt water and some kelp laid out at her feet as offerings. And then he walks up and looks up at the goddess and then takes out his ice anchor actually, and then puts it as like the sword in front of him, sticking into the ground a little bit and burying it just an inch or two into the dirt. And then he kind of like, he doesn't think to kneel because he wasn't exposed to that, but he just holds it in reverence by the little cross-section dealy. The shank? The stock of it, the horizontal bar at the top of the shank, and he just holding it, looking up at Umberly.
Hey, Miss Umberly, have we met before on the seas? Because I was on the ocean for a while. I don't know if you watch everything. You see me when I'm sleeping on the ocean and know when I'm awake, or like if you see, or if you're omnipotent. But have we met before?
And then he will roll religion. And probably the first religion roll of D&Me, but it's +1. With a 14 + 1 of 15. Then he waits for an answer, and then he can feel like this sea salt breeze cross his face. And for a moment, then he remembers like a calm day at sea where you can see nothing for miles except the endless horizon where the water meets the sky. And then he swears for just a moment that he can see like a sparkle, a twinkle in these blue gems, these sapphires embedded into the goddess's statue's eyes. And taking that as an answer, then he nods to himself and then heads out towards another store. Where? He approaches this squat conical building whose window panels are open, and then it's just this billowing black smoke perpetually coming out of it. And then he opens the door, and this low-lit forge with these even lower chain ceilings draping down. Then he sees hard at work this halfling woman, and tending to the fire, working on a big chest plate, is a shark triton husband.
Hey everyone. Hey Kylor. Hey Bruce. I'm back. I'm Onyx. With Victorious. Yeah. Hello. How are you? It's good to see you again.
Yeah, hi. Hold on just a second. I'm working on this anvil, so I can't really hear you. I just have to do these last couple things while it's red hot. So, and we are done. All right, so what can we do for you?
Hey, so, we went on an adventure, and then, my group and I, we, found these. We took them from bad people, so me getting rid of them so that other bad people can have them. Mm-hmm.
And then he takes out the suit of scale mail armor, and it's like gunmetal gray and has some red lining on it.
Here's one. So you,
he hands it over to Bruce to inspect.
and then you.
He hands Kylor, the halfling woman, a pair of short swords. And then as both Bruce and Kylor accept these and are turning them over in their hands with their like dragonhide gloves and like taking off their goggles to look at them, then Bruce looks up suspiciously.
Onyx, so can I talk to you for a second? Yeah. Last time you came in here, you, what you're wearing right now, your bone armor, that was previously Zent, and I told you when I first saw that we don't fuck around with those bad lot, alright? Yeah, well, we took these from bad people, so, like, I'm selling them to you so that you can get rid of it or sell them to good people, because you're good people and I'm good people. Now, I'm a good person now. Oh, alright.
And then Onyx will roll like a charisma against Bruce. Oh, they both rolled 19s. All right. Onyx, though, his charisma is -1. And Bruce, I would say, like, has a +1. So, but they both rolled 19, so that's cool. And then Bruce.
All right. I just want you to know that if I get a whiff of you doing any unscrupulous things with some bad people and the fall comes to us, I will protect my family at all costs, all right?
And then Onyx.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I don't want to fuck around with you. And you have great kids, so I don't want to fuck around with them, all right? All right, good. Honey, what do you think of the swords?
Well, these swords are ornately scribed with infernal glyphs. So that's a little disconcerting. Onyx, can you read them? Because we can't.
No, but they belonged to a, like, devil guy.
A devil guy, really?
Well, no, he's dead now, so, like, I don't know.
All right. Babe, what do you see with the suit of armor?
This is customized for a wearer with a tail. So, honestly, not great, Onyx. Hey, if you, like, I understand, like, but, I promise, like, I don't anymore, but if I killed, like, a good person, I would bring you the good people armor, too? Wait, so do you not want me to sell you, like, bad people armor?
No, as long as you...
Yeah, that's morally gray, I would guess. Like, don't do anything bad to get them, I guess. Like, if they can trace them back to us before we sell them, then that's where I have the problem, all right? Like, if you find it on the street, well, if you say you found it on the street. Babe, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just, like, if you steal from bad people, we don't want to, like, fence bad stuff from bad people, all right? Like, but if it's, like, you're clearing out a dungeon and then you're selling us all the stuff from all the people that are dead, like, that's still morally kind of gray, but that's a lot lighter, you know? Like, we're doing really good, all right? So, Onyx, is this from, like, a good source?
Yeah, like we killed them all right?
And then he'll roll again. Oh, boy. All right, so that's an 8, and then he rolled a 9. So,
all right, but, you know, don't, like, make this a habit, all right? Okay, so do you want me to sell? No, we'll discuss the wording of it later, I guess, but as long as everyone is dead. Like, we don't want to teach our children these values, you know? No, I get it. Like, I'll make sure that everyone's dead before I sell you stuff.
that's not really the, like, takeaway, but all right. And so then I will roll for, like, he didn't do a great job explaining it, but I mean, that's a hard one. Like, the actual morals and ethics of buying bad dead people's stuff. Like, if Ulfric Warbear was like, oh, is this from a bad person? I don't know. That's a hard one. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to deduct in my head. Oh boy. All right. So that's quite a bit. Because if Onyx made a better case for it, then he would have gotten full price for the suit of armor and the short sword. But now they're questioning, like, morality, just like last time. So I rolled to see how much Bruce and Kylor will take off from what they're going to offer him back. So each one is 50 gold pieces. But because of this moral dilemma, this cognizant conundrum, then I rolled a 5, a 7, and a 6. So how will that work out money-wise? Ta-da. So 150 gold minus 36. Is that right? If I doubled these... Wait, no, hold on a second. 10... What the heck am I trying to do? Half of it, 50. Oh, okay. So these times 5 instead of 2. Okay, that's where I am. Da-da. 35, 30. Yikes, that's a price drop. So 6, 7, 8, 80. 150 minus 80. That's 70 gold altogether. Yeah, 150 minus 80 because 5 plus 6 plus 7. That's something times 5. Anyways, so Bruce hands over money. So instead of the possible 150, then Onyx only gets 70. I think that's fair.
All right, thanks. Sorry. Maybe I'll let Tipsy or Rock or Tutu. Honestly, they have better charisma than me, so why am I doing this? I don't know. But how are you enjoying your bone armor? I love it very, very much.
Well, good. So if you need other weapons and stuff, let us know. That ice anchor is looking pretty beefy too.
Yeah, it levels up when I level up.
Nice. Do you have like a special bond or a magical thing with it?
Mm-hmm. All right, bye.
And then Onyx leaves. And then, this is like a shopping episode so far. His last little stop is that Onyx will look around, he will use survival. Well, I'll just keep using this die because it's being very fair. So, survival, 10 plus 5, 15. Then he finds pretty easily a store where a white tiefling owns, and talked about a little bit as they were returning to Waterdeep. So Onyx finds this jewelry store named All That Glimmers. And he goes inside, and he is cautiously walking around because there's a lot of really fragile stuff with a lot of high price tags on it. And so he doesn't want to knock into anything and knock anything over. And so he walks up to the counter, and then he sees a familiar Earth Genasi with like stone skin and warm molten lava eyes and this sharp black haircut.
Hey, I saw you last night. Yes, you did.
Sultry in front of the mouth.
Yes, you did. I'm Roxanne, and you are Onyx. Yeah. Victor said we wouldn't have a scene together. Well, isn't that just this? So what can I do for you? Hey, is Glimmer back yet?
No, he left early this morning, so he left me in charge of everything.
Oh, okay. Well, did he tell you about anything?
He told me quite a lot about what's going on, where he was for the past couple weeks, and how... Oh, yes! Well, you were there, so... how you rescued him from the Restful Lily, and that he is quite in your debt. So how can I help you?
Hey, I like that. So I have these things,
And then he holds up this like little burlap sack, like the size of a loaf of bread, and then he puts it on the table.
Can you turn this into something cool?
Yes, let me take a look.
And then she opens the bag and looks around.
Oh, this is quite unique.
Yeah. I had a whole thing, so I'm gonna give these to my friends. So if you can like make a cool, thing out of it,
And then he looks around the store, and like there's this wall of little bins full of like precious stones and gems and stuff. And then he looks,
can you help me pick out some of these shiny rocks for my friends?
Yes, tell me about them.
So they spend a little while of Onyx describing the boys, and then Roxanne like nodding and listening, and then like, with a spark of inspiration, then goes over to one of the bins and like takes out one of these.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
And so they spend a little bit designing some jewelry pieces, and then Onyx says,
All right, how much do I owe you, and when do I pick this up?
You can come tomorrow, and the price will be 4 gold each.
All right, I made a lot of money today, so here you go. What is tipsy? What's tipping?
Tipping is when you give over, as per how well I did for customer service. Like, you give like me an additional amount of money just out of the goodness of your heart.
Well, I was trying to convince the last shop that I am a good person, so yeah, I'll give you a tip. Here you go. Here's another 4 gold.
Oh, that is incredible. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. You had a really cool wife and kid yesterday.
Thank you. I love them very much. And you had a great wolf pelt.
Yeah, you should see. I had a hellhound pelt, and then someone who wronged me. So I'm getting those. If you need a tanning guy, I'm gonna learn how to do it as part of my guild and faction work. So okay, bye.
And then he exits, and then is walking back towards Tipsy's Tavern. So, interesting. What are those? I don't know. I drank very well before this episode, so I'm going to call an early intermission so that I can use the restroom here after an hour of Onyx shopping. I will be really right back. Just a minute. Okay, bye. So, like, I would say before half of all of my D&Me shows, then I do need to pee, but I've learned over my years of, like, handling nerves right before going out on stage or entering into a scene for on-camera stuff that, like, sometimes me needing to pee is just performance nerves. Today it wasn't. I needed to pee a lot, which is TMI. However, so back at Tipsy's Tavern. Yeah, Tipsy's Tavern. Then we resume with in the tap room. Rock is just finishing up sealanting the wall murals, where Leaf instructs Rock on what to seal so he can chalk on top of it. And then as soon as Rock is done, and here we go. That's the last square. And Leaf, whoa! And then, like, in this whirlwind, did you wash your hands? Yeah. They're just, like, you can't see that they're wet and stuff. But, so then in a whirlwind of colored chalk in this twister, then Leaf, the half-elf ghost, like, zooms into the space and starts, like, frantically, excitedly putting all the finishing touches and polishing up. Or are you becoming a disciple of Onyx? All right, listen. Hey, listen. That's funny. So then Rock steps back, and then coming up from the basement, then Tipsy comes out going,
Hey, Rock, could you, is now a good time?
Yes, I just finished the sealanting. So, what can I help you with?
Is now a good time for remove curse?
Oh, because are the were-rats here? Or did they take the spare room upstairs?
No, they're down in the basement. I think that's a better, like, transitionary, liminal space for them.
So, but Algernon's here, and he looks a little bit rough. Yes. As I recall, he only squeaks. Yes, that he speaks squeak.
Yeah. But Cleo and me and Remy, we speak both common and we squeak. So, like, do you need to talk to him or something, or?
Well, I would like to talk with him a little bit. Yes, to walk him through the process of what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But is now okay? Yes. Hold on. Let me. Wishes? And then to the fairy dragon sitting on, Wishes, for the most part, is just invisible sometimes. So, like, he materializes right now. Wishes. I'm going to be performing some, like, sensitive magic. So, if you would like, you can explore the Tipsy's Tavern, because last night you spent most of the time just in my room. So you can go around, but here are some rules, all right? 1, please don't mess with my books. Like, you can mess with a lot, but please don't mess with my books or my literature or my scrolls or anything with writing on it in my room, okay? I know that's pretty much everything in my room, but I just want to lay that out. And then for the others, like, for their rooms, please be respectful of their space. I don't want to stifle your creativity. However, please know that these are very, very good friends. So just be respectful of their space, okay? And don't break anything. And then, like, snapping his jaw, then Wishes flies off of Rock's shoulder and becomes invisible, and then you can hear lurking music in the background. Oh boy, let's see what Toot has to end up mending here in a while, but all right. So, yes, I am ready. So hold on. Yeah. At this point, then two other characters enter the space. One, Toot Toot comes down from... no? Yeah, he comes down from the stairs, and he's just looking beat, like... Oh. He looks worn out because he only has 3 hit points left. And he walks into the tap room and like sits down on one of the bar stools at the bar, and you can hear groaning as this very heavy... How heavy is... Do I have his weight? 393 pounds. 7'3". I actually don't know if that's really svelte for a 7'3" being, but I don't know. So, he like takes a load off. Oh, hello, everybody. Me and Glimmer took care of the paintings. Great. And then coming up from the basement is, Cleo. And she's holding a drawstring bag with Tipsy's face on it. And inside there are a couple items, but she is also wearing one of the Restful Lily robes. And it's a little bit bigger than her because she is very small framed. And she nervously, like timidly pokes her head around the bar. Hello. And then she emerges to the audience of Toot Toot and Rock and Tipsy. Tipsy, you were... hello. Tipsy, you were... Her hands are ringing, like she's wringing her hands. You mentioned earlier that I could maybe bathe using one of the bathrooms, the restrooms, the privy. And then Toot Toot looks down. Yes, my dear, I did offer you, when we offered you one of the rooms, my own private bath. So, if you want, it's on the 3rd floor. And then Rock looks up at Toot Toot, interrupting him. I'm sorry, Toot Toot, if I may. Cleo, hello. Yes, me and Tipsy were discussing doing the magic to help your father right now, the first application of Remove Curse. So if you would like, I could wait for a little bit as you take your bath. Oh, no, please. And then, like, putting the drawstring bag by her side, like, this is far more important. Please, no, I want to be here for... Are you doing it now? Should I go get my papa? Oh, if you wouldn't mind, that would actually be great help. Remy and Tipsy, I'm sure, can help you, but yes, if I'm going to prepare the space a little bit, but if you bring him up, then we will try the first casting. This is... Cleo, I will tell you right now, this is the first time I've ever cast Remove Curse, but I had studied it, and I study all of my spells quite thoroughly, so... I want you to know that this is my first time, but I am not a novice. I completely trust you, and you, Tipsy, and you, Toot Toot, and the other one. So I completely trust you. Thank you. And then, excitedly, Cleo leaves. Cleo leaves the tap room and goes to the basement, and as Tipsy is following her, then... the door to Tipsy's Tavern opens. And then running with 40 feet of fast movement and his action as dashing, then 80 feet zoom through the tap room. Then Onyx runs in and he leaves up the stairs with ferocity and vigor. And then Rock, oh, what do you think that was? I'm not sure. And then you hear upstairs, 2 stories up. No, 2 stories up. Phew! And then clomping back down, a relieved-looking Onyx.
I thought... None of my stuff is on fire. I thought the manor was on fire because of the smoke billowing out, but it's just something. I don't know. But all my stuff is good.
And then he holds up a thumb. Oh, yes, that is because me and Glimmer were taking care of the paintings, so... We got rid of them, all 100 of them.
Yeah.
And then he looks like sideways.
100. 'Cause... Yep.
Onyx, you are so strange.
Hey, here's all the were-rats.
And then coming up is Cleo and Remy, each with their arm underneath one of Algernon's arms and helping walk the frail fatherly figure into the room.
Hey, I got him.
Okay, I'm just reading all my notes. Here we go. And Rock, I did tell you that when you learned the ding ding spell, but I will pay for this. Oh, well, no need. I actually got this one for free, so you don't need to pay. Normally it would take 50 gold per spell level, and this is a spell, a third spell level. A third level spell.
Well, okay, so you got this one for free?
Yes.
But are there other spells you want to know?
There's quite a number.
Then let me pay for it, you dummy. You dum-dum.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. Ignore the ghost doing all the art. He will stay quiet. Leaf! And then Leaf, who's excitedly going over with all the blues for making the Tipsy's Tavern mural definitively Fleet's Wake, then he holds up a finger to his mouth and slowly, and you can hear like just a quiet scratching, but it's not like chalk on a chalkboard. It's like just gentle application, which is almost soothing, and like some white noise in the room. And then it's the middle of the day. Rock says, Tipsy, if you wouldn't mind, could you close the windows and draw the blinds, please? And then Tipsy,
You got it!
and then as the 2'10" figure walks over to the windows, he looks up. Butts. But then he casts Mage Hand, Ledger Domain, and this invisible hand like grabs the blinds and starts closing them around the room. So the tap room is now getting dark. And Onyx Rock lights a few candles and puts them around. Now, hello. Algernon, I am Rock, he says, and then Cleo, close to Algernon's rat ear, is explaining. This chewed up rat ear is translating. As I mentioned earlier, then, since you were bitten by a lycanthrope, then it is simply a spell called Remove Curse that will help cure you. However, your blessings, your son and daughter, they were born into the disease, so it'll be a lot more difficult, if I'm to be honest, helping them. But I have a theory, and I want to make this I want to organize all the variables as best I can to make this a very productive casting. So he starts setting up some of, I don't mention it a whole lot, but some of the spells have like components, and he opens up his spell book to Remove Curse, which is one of his 3 level 3 spells now because they leveled up. So let's see. Remove Curse. Okay. Verbal Somatic, no materials, but he still like has his component pouch out and his making some nice smelling stuff, which Toot is appreciating, because Toot is now taking a short rest in this next hour, but he was smelling Glimmer's smelling salts from the healer's kit upstairs. So anything smells better than that. So Rock is setting all this up, and then he turns over, like he talks to Tipsy. He has an aside to Tipsy. Now, Tipsy, I have a working theory that if Algernon had
the funds and resources to have Remove Curse cast on him, then I feel that one level 3 spell won't cure all of his were-rat-dom. So what my current hypothesis is, and this will take less time and resources and money than enchanting an amulet, is my current working theory is that I would only need to cast Remove Curse once every decade or so that he has been cursed. So if you could ask Algernon how old he is and then how many years he has been afflicted, then that would give me a guesstimate of how many times I would need to cast Remove Curse. This first one will be very important to see if this would even work, but beyond that, this is liberal applications afterwards. And so then Tipsy walks up to Algernon and goes,
Hey, Algernon, hi, this is Tipsy.
and then
Just so you know, we have Toot Toot here, and Onyx and Rock, and your blessings, and here's Waddles.
And so he takes out of his pocket Waddles the rat, and supportive. Then Waddles
Hey, Algernon, I'm here for you, buddy.
and then leaves Onyx's hands for to settle and snuggle into Algernon's curled over claws. And Algernon,
Oh, hello, Waddles. Yes, Tipsy, what?
Hey, so we're working with the magic right now. We're gonna do the spell here in a second. But how old are you? And then how long have you been a were-rat? How long ago were you bitten?
and I'm going to roll right now. So for halflings, a halfling reaches adulthood at the age of 20 and generally lives into the middle of their second century. So I am going to see how many decades I'm going to see how many decades old I add to this base number. Okay, so Algernon says,
I am 210 years old. Quite old for a halfling, but not quite at the age of... Not quite to my end yet.
Yeah, well, no, you're good. Yay, you barely look over 1800. So, wait, 180. That's what I meant.
and then Cleo kind of giggles, but then falls back into this very somber, candlelit seance that they kind of have going on right now.
And then how long ago were you afflicted? If you don't mind me asking. This will all be part of the thing.
And then I'm going to roll. So I rolled a 1d6 and added it to 200. So I just rolled a 1. And now I'm going to roll a d12 to see how many decades ago Algernon was bit.
My children are just under 50 years old each.
Wow. Cleo, you look really good for that. Remy, give or take.
Remy scoffs amusedly. So,
But I was bit. I met... I was bitten many years ago, 50, and then I met Cleo and Remy's mother, and she tried to help me. So, it was about 50 years ago, I would say.
Okay, so 50, cool.
and then Tipsy reports that number back to Rock. He turns around.
Hey, Rock, so 50 years ago, just so you know.
And then a claw reaches out to Tipsy and grabs his shoulder, grabs blindly around, and then Tipsy puts his shoulder into Algernon's grip. And then Algernon pulls him in close where we can only hear the conversation between Tipsy and Algernon. So Algernon whispers,
It was 50 years ago, before. I didn't think I would live to see Cleo and Remy grow up as much as they have, so you can feel the squeeze of Algernon's talons on Tipsy's shoulder. They are truly my blessings. So anything you can do to help, I am already really appreciative, so thank you.
You're welcome. We got this. We'll take care of you. Okay, 50 years.
And so then Algernon kind of sits down, splooted out his legs, and Cleo sits to one side, Remy to the other. Algernon is nervously holding on to Waddles, and then across this makeshift circle is Rock, and then Toot Toot gets down on the ground, so does Onyx, and then Tipsy is kind of in between Rock and Cleo.
Okay, so Cleo, you are translating. Good. This is my first time casting Remove Curse, but I am confident that it will work some, because I have learned that you have been afflicted 50 years ago. Then, by my calculations and by the notes that I have made, then hopefully it will only take 5 castings of this Remove Curse spell to help you return to your halfling self and not burdened with this infliction. So here we go. If everyone could actually join hands, it's not part of the spell, but the kinetic energy will help.
So they all join hands, and Waddles snuggles into the lap of Algernon as Tipsy holds on to Cleo's hand, and there's a nice warmth there, but also one hand is kind of sweaty. But both of Algernon's claws instead of hands are being held by his 2 children, and Rock opens up his spellbook to remove curse, and then this is interesting. So remove curse is a touch spell, so it's not like if you're within 30 feet. But all of Victorious, my 4 boys, and then the three were-rats are also touching. So, boom! I'm gonna say that boosts it up because of magic, tactile magic, and because Cleo her love language is touch. So that all melts together. And let me just read my notes for a second. Okay. So. Okay. So they're all holding hands and sitting in this dark room, and then Rock is reading out of his notes and then muttering, what is remove curse? That's like a abjuration, huh? Let's see, 271. Abjuration, yep, 3rd level, baby. So Rock is reading Latin and some other notes and making calculations, and he's more muttering it to himself. And then the candles in the room flicker and actually die down low a little bit. And you see starting from Rock's right hand into Tipsy's hand, then you see this purple glow in between the intertwined fingers. And the glow brightens, and everyone is staring at the 2 joined hands, and then Rock's left hand with Onyx starts to glow. Nope, 2-2. And then Onyx, and then Remy. So then starting from Rock, then these joined hands start glowing, and then Tipsy's right hand is glowing with connection with Cleo. And then it's if you hold your hand up to a light, and then you see like the translucentness of the webbing of your fingers. So from the translucentness, it's very bright purple. And this light is feeding around the circle and glowing this underlight in the tap room, and it builds in intensity, and it goes quicker through Tutu's hands to Onyx's hands to Remy's hands, and then both halves of the magic purple energy meet up with Algernon, and then he throws his head back, and his pink snowblind albino eyes are like scanning the ceiling and are going back and forth, and then there's this invisible wind that's making its way around the circle and catching like the hair and fluttering Rock's robe and Cleo's Restful Lily robe, and it's like going around quickly. And then on the outskirts of the wall, then all of the chalk that has been arted on the ground as like debris is now being picked up, and so you see this rainbow effect on the outside and this really purple effect on the inside, and Rock's volume gets louder as he's muttering this incantation, and you can hear just a as from Algernon's mouth, then this purple energy, after it met his two claws and like lights him from within, then this almost sky beam hits the ceiling, and his eyes starts glowing, and the wind is picking up even more, and then Rock utters the last couple words, and then all the candles go out, and the wind, you can just feel it in this darkness, starts to die down and calm down, and everyone's hair's kind of rustled to the side, and there's this stillness and panting of Rock, and then panting, catching of Algernon's breath, and then one by one the 4 candles around the circle light back up, and it's this calm, low lit scene that we see, and the camera is only picking up like the torso of Algernon, and lifted into frame are Cleo and Remy's hands and Algernon's hands, which were these curled and overgrown claws and fingernails, and these elderly hands with wrinkles and a lot of white fur on the backs, and on the backs of the fingers and on the backs of the palms. And then as we see Algernon's torso rising and falling with these shallow breaths, then we see the fingernails start to shrink in, and fingers start to shrink and fatten because they were these thin, gaunt claws, and then the hair start to recede off of the back of the hands. And then Cleo gasps as she's looking into the face of her father, which more of a snout than a halfling face. Then the snout shrinks in a little bit, and the ears, instead of poking out, they start to form and recede back into the head. And he still looks far more rodent than humanoid at this point, but there is a noticeable difference and a receding of rodentia features, and you can hear breaths being caught around the circle, and Rock, blinking into the scene, looks up. Oh, good. All right. That worked. That's 5. According to my calculations, and only 4 more. Here we go. And then the light from the candles starts flickering violently again, and with a more practiced kind of energy, then the light in the tap room dims, and then the purple channels through again, and Algernon, a little bit caught off guard, is shocked backwards, and then the energy goes back again, and then quicker than the energy dies down, and the flame flickers, and Algernon is blinking, and the already slowly receding hair quickens, and like his teeth, instead of being these sharp implements, start rounding off in his mouth, and his nose recedes even more into his face. And then with some vocalization, then Algernon is like, you can hear more bass instead of the heady and the timbre of Squeak. And then Rock looks up. Good. One more. And then Rock. Here's the thing. Rock only has 2 level 3 spell slots. So what now he is entering into is almost dangerous, because never have I seen in any of my D&D shows a level 3 spell being cast with any spell levels less than level 3. So this is quite tricky. It does have a little bit of ramifications, but right now Rock is testing the boundaries of science and magic. So Rock then, even quicker and with less warning, then you see his face scrunched up with concentration, and again the candles, like, even quicker, the whirlwind picks back up, and this whirlwind is now picking up speed and intensity, and it's almost this gale force spinning around the tap room, and some of you can hear like the dishes being scooted and skipping along in the kitchen and behind the bar, as some of the glassware that Tipsy picked up is now being blown about by this almost hurricane force. And then there's almost like, you can see Algernon in this silent, shocked pain as the magic goes around again, and you can barely hear over the wailing of the wind, like Cleo, now fearful, looking into her father's face in this, frozen in this silent scream, and then her yelling over the din, "You need to stop, it's too much right now, he can't take it." And then this purple line drips from Onyx's nose as he is trying to cast a level 3 spell with only level 2 and level 1 spell slots. So I'm going to roll for Arcana right now. Rock has a +7 Arcana. That's a 2. So Icarus flew too close to the sun. Now just the bar stools are being picked up by the wind, are scooting around, and Remy and Tipsy are being kind of lifted off of their seats, and Waddles is clinging on to dear life. With a 14, he manages to stay, like, to grasp onto the shredded shorts that Algernon has on his lap, but he is being picked up and thrown around. And Rock, like, his eyes roll back in his head, and now both nostrils are bleeding pretty profusely, as everyone else is being picked up by this wind, and then only Rock's robes are being thrown about as Rock is sitting perfectly still. And then Tipsy with a natural 20, then wrenches his hand from Rock's hand, and then the wind starts dying down, and like Tipsy and Remy and Waddles like slower back to the ground, and Cleo is crying at this point, and Onyx and Toot Toot are like staring wide-eyed from Rock over to Algernon, and Toot Toot is staring at Rock, and Onyx is staring at Algernon, and Tipsy goes, "Hey, that's magic, huh?" And then Rock, oh boy, with a 3. That's not much better than that too. Things died back down. The flames are still dancing on the candle, and then Rock falls backwards. And you can hear a pretty gnarly crack as his skull hits the wood on the ground. And Algernon, who, like, he's bent over, and his hands, to give credit, his fingernails are normal, though a little chewed upon, but the fur on the back of his hands and fingers are almost gone, and he just has a little bit on his arms, normal, and like his face is more ovular than long and narrow. So woof, 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 woof. Mechanically, because that hasn't been done in any of the shows that I've seen, Rock, because he rolled very poorly also, he has 3 level 2 spell slots left and 2 level 1 spell slots, but because of his 2 and a 3, then both of his level 1 spell slots are gone, and 2 out of his 3 remaining 2 spell slots are gone. So the cost was mighty, but Rock, as some wizards do, their pursuit of knowledge and arcana, archaic academia sometimes goes too far. So AU in The Restful Lily, her search for a higher intelligence, she suffered a hag's curse, and Rock, wanting to experiment to see what happens if you cast a level 3 spell with no level 3 spell slots, learned a great deal. So now everyone's kind of panting and in shock as Toot Toot rushes forward, and then casts Cure Wounds, like just puts both of his big Loxodon hands on Rock's chest, and then you see the body, which is still crisscross applesauce, like one of the legs like just shoots out. And then Toot Toot will roll a medicine check to see. Let's see. What's medicine? Okay, +4. He's proficient. Good. Yeah. Toot Toot will roll a 3 plus a 4. Oh no, a 7, and then he, I think he's breathing, and then Onyx will rush forward, with a 14 plus 2 medicine. Yeah, he's breathing. But Onyx. Nope, I'm Onyx. Rock, are you okay? And Rock is not responsive, but he is breathing. So, Cleo looks over to Tipsy questioningly, not quite accusatorily, but like looking to Tipsy as to what to do next.
Okay, hey, let's give it up for Rock.
And then he claps weakly, and no one else is clapping.
Algernon, are you okay?
I feel better. I feel.
And then he reaches his hands out to Remy and Cleo automatically, like, immediately snaps up Algernon's hand and guides her hand that she's holding over to his face, and he is feeling his face and noticing the difference. And then she guides his hand over to his other hand.
I feel very good.
Oh, well, thank God for that. Toot Toot. Onyx, can you help Rock to his bed? Because I think I am lightheaded and dizzy. So if I am, imagine what he's feeling. Can you help him up?
And then Toot Toot and Onyx guide Rock upstairs to his bed. And it's like afternoon time now, which I had a whole thing for Rock to do afterwards, but guess what? He's not going to be able to do any of that. So, wow. I'm kind of dizzy, but it worked. So, there we go. That's 3 castings of Remove Curse, and theoretically, tomorrow, according to Rock's science of what he guesstimated, then he could try again tomorrow. Whoo! Really, y'all, I'm lightheaded. And then with that, then Remy and Cleo and Tipsy help guide Algernon downstairs because, wow, that was tense. Yeah. So with that, Tipsy and the other Patra, the other Shard Shunners, take Algernon downstairs and then lays him down in what has quickly become a suitable little dark, calming area, and then lay him to rest also in some bedding that they have. And Remy puts one of Tipsy's pillows underneath Algernon's head, and then they kind of step back, and then he passes out, and you can hear dormant sleeping, dormant breathing. So all's good. And then Toot and Onyx deposit Rock upstairs in the librarian's study. Great. And that's that. And then Remy, as they're all watching Algernon sleep, then Remy says over to Cleo, without taking his eyes off of Algernon, "I will look after father. You go upstairs and have the first bath." And then Cleo goes, Are you sure? Please. It will be good just to watch him heal. Watch him better. He's better than I have seen him in many years. And then he looks up at Tipsy. "Thank you. Really, sincerely. Seriously. Thank you. I didn't lose him, but I felt that I was losing him. So I feel now, for the first time in decades, that I am getting my father back. So thank you." And then Tipsy goes, "Of course. Thank you for letting me help. I'll give y'all the tour, you and Algernon the tour of my tavern tomorrow. I want you to rest, I want him to rest. But Cleo, if you would care to follow me,
Yes.
And a bit shell-shocked, then she gathers her drawstring bag with Tipsy's face on it and full of goodies, and then she tightens the belt on her Restful Lily robe, and then they go upstairs, and Tipsy shows her Toot Toot's bathtub, and it's just a little tiny scene. Then cut to some minutes later, then with warm, clean water, then Cleo is sitting in the bathtub and is in complete disbelief of her father being healed from their family affliction, and her being in this completely clean building in this spotless, very big bathroom in this almost overwhelmingly large bathtub. And she looks down at the water as she is running her fingers through her hair, taking out all the mats and the rat's nests, and watching as the water blackens into this cloudy filth almost. And she is looking up at her arms and hands, and she is picking out from underneath her fingernails, which she sometimes does as a nervous habit, but now, like, they are staying clean, and she realizes that she has some good thick fingernails, and, like, she is reflecting. She looks down into the bathwater and then sees, for the first time, really, a clean-faced reflection of herself looking up, and she is emotionally drained, but wow, yeah, great. And oof. So cut to Toot Toot having placed Rock in bed and then tucking him in and then looking around, and then as he's exiting the library and study, then he hears a shuffle, a kerfuffle over at the bed, and then he turns around and then he sees Wishes materialize out of thin air at the footboard of Rock's bed, and then nervously, like, climbs over Rock's feet underneath the covers, and then, like, climbs up his body to Rock's face, and then he looks up concernedly at Toot Toot, and Toot Toot goes, "He'll be fine. He just did a very good thing downstairs, so he'll be good. But Wishes, you look after him tonight, okay?" And then Wish's face scrunches up in determination, and he nods briskly, and then is sitting very patiently and is sentinel now, staring at Rock's sleeping face. And then Toot Toot, smiling to himself, closes Rock's study door. And then he goes to his room, and then one of the things... Toot Toot didn't get to do a lot in the last episode, so he takes out a paper bird, and then he writes the following. "Dearest Bonnie, we have found the least and we have found the last and certainly least of your group. They are back and safe in town. Please keep safe and discreet. Preparations are being made. See you soon. Sincerely yours, Toot Toot. P.S. Please tell Tough and Gorgeous for us." And then, kind of huffing and puffing at the doorway, then Onyx is gesturing and pointing to himself. "P.S. Onyx says hi." And then as he folds that up into origami bird and lets it an origami crane, then lets it fly out the window. Then Toot Toot says over to Onyx, Onyx, we only have 50 words on those paper birds. And then Onyx says, you had words left over. You're fine. Interesting. What else happens? So that's that little vignette. And calming down for the afternoon turning into evening, then we follow Toot Toot for a little bit. And he heads downstairs, and then he passes through the tap room and then sees Tipsy just like exasperated, his face in a hand with an elbow up on the bar and a bottle of random alcohol out, and he is drinking. He is winding down a very hard night, and then you see Waddles with a thimble in front of him, and then Waddles also,
Oh, wow.
and then both of them are drinking. Let's roll for random bottle of alcohol. Tipsy has 6 left. This is his 6th, so he'll have 5 after this from the Skewer Dragon. I roll a D10 to see how full it is, and then a D20 to see how good it is. So a D10, 1. So the dregs of this last bottle, then he takes it out.
Well,
And then a 15. Okay, like a good Caribbean rum to go along with Fleet's Wake. And then he pours like the one shot left into his glass, and then he downs it, and then he drips the remaining little drops into Waddles' shot little thimble, and then Waddles laps it up, and then both of them are and then Tipsy takes out another bottle of random alcohol from the Skewer Dragon, so he only has 4 left, but he is drinking with purpose tonight. Bop. And I will mark off 1 paper bird for Toot Toot. Yeah. Cool. So as Toot Toot is now leaving the tap room, then he looks up to the ceiling where flipped upside down is a Michelangelo leaf, and he waves. I like to imagine, Dodie or something in the chat says, I like to imagine Waddles' fur is poofed out as if his fur was blown dry from all that magic and air. Yep, definitely. Yeah, this little puffball is lapping up the rum thimble. Ooh, a name for a drink. But Toot Toot looks up to the half-elf ghost and goes, Leaf, You keep doing all that wonderful nautical themed art. However, I do have one request. And Leaf looks down. See this entranceway? There is Tipsy and Onyx and Waddles holding the hand of Tipsy on the other side, and then Rock and then me holding hands. However, you can see that my hand is free. I want you, sir, to draw yourself here, because you are one of the main reasons Tipsy's Tavern has gotten as far as it is, and will continue to go further. So, if you could please add yourself. And then Leaf, floating horizontally, shakes his head. No. Yes, sir. As one of the 4 co-owners of Tipsy's Tavern, I insist. And then Leaf, a big smile. Aw, so sweet. Yeah. A big smile happens upon Leaf's face, and then Toot Toot determinedly exits, and then he smiles even bigger than when he left Rock's room and is now leaving, and it's getting into the evening, and yes. Toot Toot is now exploring Waterdeep by himself, and with all of the commotion over the past, gonna get a cavity from all this sweet shit this episode. Yeah. Good. Missing some of your teeth? Like Algernon. So, with all of the chaos that has been, since episode 30 onwards, so for the past 16 episodes, since they have been in Fleet's Wake, they have spent, let's see, this is their like 5th day, they're halfway through Fleet's Wake right now, this holiday 10-day, and Toot Toot is now just kind of realizing, oh, right, it's a holiday, everyone's celebrating. And so then he watches and admires like some of the decorative fishing net, I don't know which one's the correct form, but walking down the streets and enjoying the sea shanties being sung, the songs floating out of some of the restaurants and taverns as he just walks around, and he will sing to himself. The sailors say, Tipsy, you're a fine gnome. What a good rogue you will be, such a fine rogue. His life, his love, and adventure is D&Me. Toot 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 toot. And then he's walking around a little bit, and he sings full volume and like full chest with all the air in his lungs, and he's appreciating as the air is cooling down and as it's getting darker, and he's enjoying the frivolity in the air that is more sensical and tame rather than the chaotic mayhem that was Fayday, because that was bonkers and very rowdy. But this one he can appreciate because, yeah, like there's the sea right over to the west, and he can imagine that this coastal town has a lot to thank Umberlee for. So he's walking around, and he sings another song. He's rock the orc, baby, rock the orc, don't tipsy the boat over, rock the orc, he's rock the half orc, baby, rock the orc. This is toot 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 toot. Tipsy number 1 fan says, incredible song. Did hear something says, agreed. And then first time chat, JWR44, yes, what a fine rogue you will be. Welcome, JWR. Thank you so much for following me 9 hours also ago. That means a lot. Thank you. So he's walking around, and then let's see, what direction shall Toot Toot walk? This is one of the only times Toot Toot has really had Waterdeep to himself. Last time, he got stabbed in the gut. So, let's see. That's Trollskull Alley. He will walk. Where are all the... Yeah. Okay. Ooh, even better. So, how many... Hold, please. Man, I need to use the restroom again. I'm very hell hydrated. Okay, so again, I need to write this down. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those. But he already visited 1. So let's roll a D8. Let's roll another D8. 5! Let's see what 5 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Ooh, where's this? Interesting. So, then, let's see. How do I bookmark this? Yeah, there we go. Toot Toot. Hubba hubba. Look at this centerfold. Oh, you can't because it's kind of wibbly wobbly. But, bop. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, definitely. But, so, Toot Toot is walking from the Trollskull Alley No, I wanted to click the arrow. Okay, so come on! He's walking from the Troll Skull Alley and just kind of going down south from the high road as he's normally going to like the Yawning Portal or some of his other southerly haunts. Yeah. And then he's passing the market, and as he's going into the Castle Ward and the Trades Ward, then there's, a pickup in noise and celebration and parties, but he's looking really for the first time past the Great Drunkard, which we met briefly in episode 11, but he looks past that, this walking statue, to the west, and really this is the first time he's noticing like this giant kind of mountain range over here, and then over here he sees another walking statue. So he kind of weaves his way through the alleys, and at the base of this mountain, looking up, he sees a placard that says the following, and he will read it out loud with his Loxodon voice. The Lady Dreaming. This fair lady caused much chaos when she was active. The statue has the appearance of a female elf whose hair and clothing appeared to flow naturally as it walked through the city during the spell plague. When the walking statue stopped, this one toppled onto its side, taking on the appearance of a titanic sculpture of a noble lady asleep in her garden. Fascinating. And sure enough, like very much the some of the mountain ranges, I think there's one in Hawaii and one in Mexico where the mountains make up this silhouette of a woman on her side. Then he sees that, and he's just admiring the feminine beauty of not only the statue, but some of the people that he's interacted with over the past couple days. And he still feels on his lips like this tingle from Silvare, did I give her a race? I don't think I did, but the Seiyun follower from the Restful Lily, and he looks up, and almost as a dedication, as a serenade to the Lady Dreaming and to Umberly out in the Fleet's Wake air, then he sings, "There once was a dwarf who went to sea, Onyx was his name, and his anchor I see, the blood sprays up and showers down, oh, Onyx, no, ha! Fear the barbarian's rage to bring you pain and tears, carnage. One day when his fighting is done, he'll take your bones and go." So, with that, he, nods his head in approval as he then turns around and heads eastwardly, kind of towards the Yawning Portal, but he will instead, you know what? He should leave. No. No. So instead of the Yawning Portal, then he goes towards the a block or two near the Yawning Portal, and he sees this familiar red orb. Yes, Onyx Sailor song, perfect. Yes, that is called Weller Man, I think. But he goes. He sees this familiar red sphere in a storefront, and then he goes through the illusionary magic into the convex crimson, and he looks around, and inside there's a lot more stuff all around. Now you can see folded up t-shirts and sweaters and a lot of stuff with his face and Rock's face and Onyx's face and Tipsy's face all around, and a lot of different drawings and different types of merchandise, and then
Skitter, scatter, scatter, scatter. Oh, hello.
out from behind the low counter, then you see these red horns as one of the kobolds comes forward, and it's Tax, one of these red kobolds, yeah. And he looks up.
Oh, Toot Toot, hello, hello. How can we help you, Toot Toot?
Hello, Tax. It's good to be here back. Do you have new items?
Oh, we do. Let me show you.
And then with these claws, then he grabs Toot Toot's hand and jerks him into the room. Okay. Then leads him into the room, and then he points over.
We noticed that when you came back, then you had different stuff on. So we have new stickers for Onyx and for Rock. Rock has a new thing, huh?
And then he points over to stickers and buttons with wishes on them, and then he snaps his dragon-like mouth.
La 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 la. Fairy dragon, very cool, very cool.
And then Toot Toot, oh yes, are those available at the Convex Crimson? And then Tax stares into the camera, going, "They're not available yet. Let me put them up. I did this art yesterday, so they will be up later." On Redbubble, so you can go and get your t-shirts and all of that. But
Scheme.
where can you find all that? On my link tree, linktr.ee/D&Me Adventures. And so then selling out, then Tax detaches eye contact from the camera and goes,
How can I help you?
and Tutu goes, well, since I first came in here and bought some of my winter wear, then I actually, I need to sell this leather armor. And I could think of no better place to sell it than someone who has a whole store devoted to my likeness, my visage. So, can I interest you in this leather armor? Yes. Let me see. Yeah. Because he's had that in his inventory since the beginning of, sell your leather armor. And then Tax,
Oh, yeah. And I'm the good person to do it, too. You give it to me. The other two, they're more the face of the operation. I'm the brains. Brains!
yes. And then the other one says skin a lot, huh?
All the time, he just wants skin. This is very good because people throw out the fish skin into the streets, and then he just goes and yum, eat them up. So, leather armor, you say?
Yes, leather armor, just regular light armor.
Okay, that'd be 10 gold. 10 gold good?
10 gold is great, thank you. That would be great, because I have other stuff.
Okay, here you go.
And then Toot Tax runs behind this beaded curtain behind the counter, and you just hear
No, not skin, no.
and then you hear a slapping of a hand, and then Tax comes back out.
And here you go. 10 gold.
Oh, thank you very much. Is there an interaction to be had here? Probably, but I'm getting tired. So,
Oh, hey. Tax to Toot Toot, okay? Kobold to Big Guy. Do you want a potion of unknown origin?
oh, where did you get it?
Unknown.
Sure. You know what? Yeah, I need a little mystery in my life. Give me that potion of unknown origin. Wait, did you steal it?
I found it.
Where did you find it?
In a box.
It was this box. You know what? Plausible deniability. I don't want to know.
Good. Here you go.
How much is it?
10 gold?
Tax, I promise you that this potion is not 10 gold.
Yeah, you got me there. 10 silver?
So 1 gold?
10 silver.
Let's see how much I have. And if we're gonna haggle.
Haggle, oh
Oh, yes. You know what? 10 silver is fine.
no! I don't even know how much this is.
Well, it's 10 silver. Here you go.
Thanks.
And so then Toot Toot gets a potion of unknown origin, which I made up a while ago, and it's funny. So then, yeah, so part of Toot Toot's ongoing quests is to visit all of the walking statues. So he met the Hawkman, and that's where he went to visit the Hawkman, which was where he met Aquafina and Jorge Walter and got stabbed in the gut, and now he visited the Lady Dreaming. So there are 6 other walking statues. So that's a cool little thing that I want to explore. Oh, also, yeah, for the D&Me achievements, then we have walking statues, 2 out of 8. Because this is like a video game, but with theater of the mind. So as he's walking back, then he actually takes out a 3-necked lute, which is race car red, and it's broken in some places, and just on a leisurely stroll northward, then he casts as many mending spells as it needs in order to restore the motherfucker that was broken by the nameless employees of the Restful Lily. So as he's going up, then he's just picking a tune. Let's see, one last song. I prepared the last 3, but one last nautical song. Nope. One last nautical song. And oh, perfect. As he's looking down at, like, he is not proficient in strings. So one of the mechanics that I'm having here for D&Me is if they do a couple scenes of something they're not proficient in that they want proficiency in, then that will count towards it. And he had one scene with the sad song melody, and then he had another scene, I think, where he performed for a crowd, but he rolled pretty low, but he did use the 3-necked lute. So I will count that as another tally. So him figuring out, like, the fingering of the 3-necked lute and, like, the pieces, how they put together, and then fixing the strings, and then ding 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 snap, and then him mending it back together to hear the different notes and, like, tightening and tuning the instrument and what each neck does. So he sings addressing the 3-necked lute. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever forget. I'm on a boat and it's going fast and I'm wearing a nautical theme pashmina Afghan. I am the king of water deep on the boat like Leo. If you're on the shore, then you're sure not me, though. He sings to passers-by being caught to this giant figure singing loudly and proudly down the street. So that was good. Yes, he's mending the motherfucker. And yeah, he's just heading on upwards back towards the Tipsy's Tavern. And I will say that this is like early evening now. Perfect song. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever forget. Yeah, Rock had like 4 things he wanted to do, but guess who passed out? Great. And I'll end it a little bit early there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm Victor Rivera, and this is D&Me, a one-man show where I play Dungeons and Dragons by myself. I stream Wednesday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I upload the video the following morning, Thursdays, on my YouTube page. Today's show will be up tomorrow, Thursday, July 7th, and sometime this week, I will have new Onyx and Rock. 46 episodes in, and I still don't know how to do this. There we go. New Ronix stickers and all the fun stuff on Redbubble. I might do it tomorrow, but I'm not going to make a promise. So those will be up this week. So July 7th is when the show will be up on YouTube. And next week's episode will be live Wednesday, July 13th. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and a bunch of other stuff, including the link to the Redbubble /Convex Crimson store, where on my link tree, that's linktr.ee/D&Me Adventures and Like Gnome, and I roll to see which of my characters gives tonight's outro. Tipsy, please tell us when Redbubble is updated. I absolutely will. I will try and do it tomorrow during my rewatch, but I'm also going to see Thor Love and Thunder, so that'll be super exciting. 3 o'clock tomorrow on a Thursday. Tipsy rolled last week, so it's down to Onyx, Rock, and Toot Toot. Let's see if Rock will give another sleeping outro. Yeah, I'll just have it between Toot Toot and Onyx, because Rock is asleep right now. Let's do this one because it rolled a lot tonight. Toot Toot with 4 O's will be odd, and then Onyx with an X, which is kind of sounding even, like with an E, and then the V with the double X will be even. 11 odd, Toot Toot. Damn it. I should have another nautical song. Thong, thong, thong. Now I have the thong song in my ongoing Spotify playlist, but that was a cheap shot. Let me see. What's another Ocean Voyager? Oh, in the Georgia Aquarium, they have the Ocean Voyager exhibit, which is this giant room with whale sharks and this sea turtle named Tank, and it's beautiful, giant manta rays, and they have this song that's the ambient music playing, and I wish I could remember what that sounds like, because I would do like toot toot toot. But no, let's see. Ocean Voyager, ocean, sea, boat, fishing. Umberly. This 10 day is yours, so please let me be. Umberly. You are mighty as the goddess of sea. I don't remember how Jolene goes, but there you go. I'm gonna drink the rest of this water bottle. Good night.